Hey, I just wanted to give you a quick update on the POC that I created, GitOps workflow. It's a production grade multi-cluster deployment utilizing GitLab CI/CD, infrastructure as code, Terraform, ArgoCD for synchronization and reconciliation, uh, and Grafana Cloud, Kyverno for guardrails. As you can see, I have a multi-cluster design. This particular proof of concept, I'm just using dev and production. In this particular case, my dev environment, I'm running only two um, worker nodes um, for cost optimization, obviously. One NAT. In this particular case, I have a high availability. I have three worker nodes. I'm also utilizing NAT gateways, internet gateways, taking advantage of the AWS secret manager and Kubernetes external secret operator to facilitate this. I'm also using ArgoCD. This is the development environment. As I mentioned, I have Argo running on both clusters, the dev and the production. Typically, I would do the same for QA and stage or test and stage, what have you. Isolation via namespace for the different microservices. We're going to be talking about this Java app, which specifically is a Spring Boot Java. I can show you what that looks like. That looks like this right here. I built it on the 22nd, and we're just going to make a quick update. Right now, I have thanks for watching this demo on Monday. I'm just going to change the date to well, that is today, which is fine. And today is Monday. So I'm just going to make a change here, which we'll see, which is typical of what a developer would do. They would go to their IDE and they would pop over to here and they would look at their hello controller file, which is in the Spring Boot Java hello API. And they would just make it your normal change. So we'll just change it to visiting. Well, and then we'll just save that. Typically, a developer would have a feature branch that was checked out, and they would add commit and push that feature branch and then merge it to main. But for argument's sake, I'm just using main here where I'm going to do a git add commit and push. Also, I would be doing a Gradle build and test locally before I pushed it. But for for sake of time, I'm going to just do a git add, and I'm going to do a git commit, and uh, and we're going to do a git push origin main, and let double check this for typos. Does everything look correct? And that looks okay. So that should work. Let's take a look at my applications at the moment, what I have running here in terminal. I have two pods. This is dev, as I mentioned, cost optimization. You can see that they're running at the moment 11 and 12 minutes respectively. Let's take a look at what we have in our pipeline. This is our Git pipeline. We have a running application, and this is where I wanted to show you specifically what happens during the pipeline stages. Test is actually doing a static test, and it's going to be doing a Gradle test as well. And you'll see that in a second. So let's be patient and watch what happens. You see, static analysis test has passed, which is good. Now that typically could be check marks, Sonar Cube, and I can see this other test has also passed, and you can see that it did a build and it ran these brute tests, file Java, etc. You can see now that we're running our Docker build. This is a multi-stage build. It could also be multi-platform as well to avoid developers working on a Mac and an ARM and having a provisioned an AMD resource. So this will take a few minutes. We'll just watch that complete. I could pause the video and come back, but I'll just let it run out. It shouldn't take too long. This whole process automatically deploying to dev should take less than 10 minutes. You can see I'm using Java 21 and I'm using Kotlin. I could, in fact, have used Groovy. It doesn't really make a difference for this POC. Gradle versus Maven. And you can see that we have our Docker tags, not only we have the SHA, we have the latest Docker image, latest that was pushed, and we also have a Docker image version and the pipeline ID. Please note that that's important. What we're going to go see in the ArgoCD manifest where this label is actually used. And you can see that this is passed. And we're going to take a look at our container scanning. Typically, this would be Snake to look at for any vulnerabilities before we actually deploy. Dependency scanning was done at an earlier stage. And you can see that part is passed, which is fantastic. And now we'll be deploying automatically to our ArgoCD manifest. So let's take a look and see what currently our running state is. And you can see it's still in a running state, which is what we expect. And you can see that this task is already deployed. You remember I mentioned earlier about the specific ArgoCD and what we were looking at in terms of a label, which is this version 32. So this is exactly where you would see it in the code, this new tag. So we have our images, and that's our Docker Hub and our API. So let's take a look at what ArgoCD looks like at the moment. And you can see we're in a healthy sync state. Now we just deployed, so we would hope to see this actually progressing or something like that, or out of sync. But since Argo pulls every 3 minutes and it hasn't been 3 minutes yet, we can actually update this and see it. Watch it turn yellow for a second, and now it's progressing. So now we can see that this is progressing. And if we bounce back over to our terminal, we can see that we have some containers that are being created. And shortly, you'll see some that are being terminated as well. And you'll see that this 11 and 12 minute will have been removed ultimately. So that's the desired state that we're changing, quite frankly. So you'll see that this will take a couple of minutes, and with all good luck, we'll see that our Kubernetes has changed. And we'll see that in a second. Here, I mentioned that we're going to be seeing these terminations, right? And this is to be expected. So let's give it a minute or two and come back and see where we are with ArgoCD. Argo is fantastic because you can drill down and you can look at exactly everything that's happening here. This just passed, which is fantastic. And that's what we would expect. So let's go back to our applications. Everything is healthy and synced. If we took a look back, we should see two running. Let's see if we see perfect. And you see that 68 seconds and 110 seconds. So that's ideal. So now if we go back and look at this Kubernetes, we should see this change actually. And thanks for visiting. So I wanted to wrap that up and say that looked pretty good for quick one-line deployment, which is what I expected. And if we wanted to take a look at our Java app, you could see that we got a couple of callouts here. You can see, let's take a look at what that is actually telling us in Grafana. And you can see those are the reads basically, and these are the pods. I'm not going to, this video is not about Grafana, so I just wanted to show you that it was being instrumented. Thanks for watching. We'll talk to you soon.